So welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now in this video I am going to explain how we can add multiple numbers in a column of a matrix of a Excel sheet, or number of rows in a single turn. Now I will give data to Microsoft Excel to add these number of rows and columns. Rows and numbers and columns so I will add a data for this purpose, and for this I will make a series of data. Like in first row I will give the names or roll numbers of students. Like I will place roll numbers. Here I will give roll number 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. I will give numbers 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So these are the students or roll numbers of the students. Now I will assign marks or subjects of the students. Like here I will add column of subjects. Now student number 1 having a subject of in first students test marks, or here I will write test marks or marks obtained. Now you can see that this marks obtained is going out of the text. Use a command here of merge and center. We will merge cells or merge and center. For this purpose, wrap text will also be used. We will middle up our roll number here. Now we have used these two commands as well, which we discussed in our previous videos, wrap text and merge and center as well. Now I will give marks to first of all I will select all this column and place it in the middle of the row and columns. So marks obtained in by roll number 1 is 60 or 89 for example, and other 80, 90, 100, 95, 90, 85, 80, 70 and 40. First of all I will line up them. Now these are the marks obtained by the students, and first student got 89 marks in test 1. Then for example there are 3 tests or many number of tests, we will add another marks to the successive row, like 67, 89, then 78, 67, 75, 78, 80, 70, 65, 55, 40, 56, so on. And similarly here we add the third or another test marks of the students: 78, 89, 91, 95, or we can add any number, but for our purpose we are adding a random numbers to add the marks of students or to show the sum and of these rows and columns. So I want to know the sum of these rows by student 1. We will just There are two ways to add these numbers or the summation of these numbers. First of all we will place add the rows we want to add, like first one this, then we will add plus sign here, then we will add this row number, then this, so on, and we will press enter sign, and this will give us summation of these marks. Okay, now this we can similarly do for other student, so on and up to 10. But for every student, every time this will generate consume time. For to save our time, we will just drag it down like that, and will this give us the marks of every student ultimately to the successive row. So here is the marks of the student. We can add color to our main boxes like this one, like this one, this one, and these are the other test marks, and this is the summation, or we can add some simply this one. Now we will wrap text, and we will see that we can increase the width of the column as well. Okay, we can increase the width of or decrease the width of any row by simply selecting this row, and after going to insert option or page layout, we will increase or decrease the depth and width of the width and height of this row and column as well. Now this is the average of all. We can place any copied number from one place to another in the Excel sheet if we want to place, but now for the time being I have used this formula for all rows up to last number. So this one was the first formula or first method. We can just drag down up to which number we want to find the summation of these numbers. Okay, now this was the summation, but if we want to find the autosum technique of this Excel sheet, then simply what we will do, we will select such a box where we want autosum. For example, we want to find the autosum of this row, whole row, the marks obtained by a student in a row. First of all, what we will do, we will delete the previous command. Now I want to find the sum or summation of this box, these three numbers. So what we will do, I will simply click autosum. This will give us interface like that, but it will ask how many rows and columns we want to add. We do not want to add these roll numbers in our summation. We want to just add these marks. So we will start from C, rather D5. We will add this by D5. So this will satisfy our range, and we will just click the enter and we will get the summation marks. Similarly, if we want to add autosum of these numbers, we will simply click autosum and we will get these autosum marks by autosum technique. Similarly, by clicking this row and clicking the autosum, we will obtain the other autosum of this row, like this one. By clicking this one, this one, this one in Excel, we can add a number of rows in a few seconds. This is a very precise data, but we can add a number of rows and even columns like this one. But now we will see how to add these columns. We have seen, for example, these rows, how to add these rows in a Microsoft Excel. Now I will be adding a column for justification. Now I am going to add these columns in a single row. What we will do, I will select simply these columns and click the auto sum. This will generate the sum of this whole column. When you will click when we will click this auto sum option, this will demand us the range of our column. This is the starting point of this column, and this is the ending point of the column, separated by a semicolon, which will be asked by the Microsoft Excel. So this was the method of adding auto sum and auto columns, some auto sum of rows and columns as well as columns. Now if I want to add columns in another method, what it will be, we will simply add first plus sign, this one, then adding this one, then adding this one, then adding this column number, this one. I am selecting by adding positive sign in between them. This one, this one. We will simply add these columns, but here I have positive sign here. There is no next number, so we will just add up by clicking the method of by entering the numbers. Now I have made a formula for each number, or each, here you can see all the columns are selected. This was the second method of adding rows and columns. Now in next video we will see how to divide and how to make uh, multiplication and graph of these multiplying factors.